What's up guys, Shawnthebro here, and today we're going to be going over Unreal Engine 5. Basically, I'm just going to go through and explore it a bit. I do know quite a bit about it, of course, from the things that I read and the things that I've seen, but I've not gotten to do almost anything in it. So I made two videos basically converting projects from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5 and creating your new projects in Unreal Engine 5. So basically, I'm just going to be going over that today. I can go over that again, but I'm going to be going over that, and then I'm going to be just exploring for the rest of the time, basically, and just finding out whatever we can about this, seeing how we can use it, things that are maybe new or that I didn't know were coming, and also just kind of some of the changes that happened, because there were quite a few changes, so it's different how you access certain things, and even some of the code has actually changed with what you have to do to access things. I saw Fighting Arcade Machine, and Grandma was here. Thank you guys for coming by. RCO's here. Thank you so much. Hi, Sean. Hi, all. Hey, nice to see you. It's great to see you. So today I think it's going to be a fun episode. We'll just kind of play around with it and just go wherever. We will continue these side-scroller live streams next week. We'll be back to normal. So, yeah, let's just hop into it. I got my chat on my phone, so I can safely exit this. So let's just open Unreal 5 to start. Alright, so you said you wanted to see putting UE4, C++, and UE5. So I've gotten this question actually like 3 or 4 times now. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. So could you explain to me exactly what that entails? So the code is still going to be the same. There will be a few changes because the engine functions changed, so some things got moved out. But otherwise, it should be pretty much the same process as any other conversion from Unreal Engine 4. So is there something specific you'd like to see? I'd be happy to try and figure it out with you. I just want to know and make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Because I had the Twitch game, which is 4.23, and I converted it to 5, and it worked fine. I deleted it because I didn't have space at the time when I was recording. Now I cleaned it up and I got plenty of space. But my point is, I converted it, it went okay. I had to change one thing in the code to make it actually work again because it ruined my rotation. I had to call a different function. So, you know, there will be some changes. But other than that, the actual C++ should be, the C++ should be vastly the same other than any Unreal Engine functions that were deprecated or changed. And then I have a Sandbox UE5 project. It's a project that I made from my other video for creating a new project, just to kind of go through the basic steps. But for anyone who's never used it before, it can be, you know, kind of complicated. One second. There we go. I had some sort of tape on my mouse. I don't know when that got there. It was like, I was like, why is it dragging? Okay. Yes, for what I have seen, it is the same but with new features. Yes, so it's pretty much the same Unreal Engine that we love, but it is a lot. I keep using the term sleek because I think that's a good way to describe it. It's very nice looking, very simple, but easy to use in my opinion, at least in terms of understanding where everything is. I think it's definitely better than UE4 in that regard. Okay, cool. Cool. So I'm a little bit behind, so the chat's also a little bit behind. Let me catch up there. Alright, cool. So I think we're good to go. I will go ahead and just start playing around with UE5. However, if you want to see how to convert, you know, I can go over the conversion process again. I have no problem with that. We can test things. I can convert any of the projects I have. We got plenty of time to just play around with UE5 today. So thank you for everyone who was here. And sorry I wasn't here last week. I meant to put out a post about it. I actually did, but it got saved into like this draft community post. And I was trying to post it, so I screwed up. But I don't think you guys were aware, so I apologize. I was with my family last week. They came in from out of state, so we spent some time together, and I did not stream because of it. So don't worry, all the streams are still, they're still going to keep the same dates and everything that they have. I just couldn't last week. I like the new UI a lot. Right? It just looks so sweet. It looks so nice. Now, hey Everglades, nice to see you. Thank you so much for coming by. Yeah, so we're just going to be exploring UE5 today. Next week we'll go back to the side scroller tutorial and everything will go back to normal. You can see the Friday video is my regular action RPG in UE4. I just want to kind of explore this while it was new and while I could learn and get ahead of it, because I have to start planning for if there's certain features or certain mechanics or certain ways we can implement things that are better in Unreal Engine 5. And let me grab my water right here behind me, because that would be good. I talk a lot and, you know, I need to drink a lot. Alright, so we're just going to explore. I have not really used it yet. I've done about 2 things in Unreal Engine 5. So, as far as the template goes, this is the third-person template. It's the same template, really. It's compiling shaders. It seems that compiling shaders is very slow in this compared to UE4. I don't know if it's my computer can't handle it or what, but it does take quite a long time. That is one thing I did notice. And the viewport is a little laggy, but I think that's probably just an editor thing. Other than that, things are pretty much the same in the game. Today I'm going to be more interested in looking at different features and kind of where all of our old features are. So for example, like content, you see how this works? So there's actually a new content browser now, and you can focus this and bring it up, but this is actually eating your whole screen. So you can either dock it here. This is what I always like to do because I like having it this style anyway. Or, you know, you can work with it without the screen. You could do that before in Unreal, but I'm just going to kind of go over everything and kind of look at the things that, you know, again, it might not be intuitive to start. When you're using UE4 for so long, you get kind of all these assumptions in your head and all these things that, like, oh, I know how to do that. And then it's a little weird when you're using UE5 and it's not the same. So I think this looks much nicer. Funnily enough, this reminds me of Game Maker Studio a lot, which I really love. This is one of the first programming experiences I had. The shadow and shades remind me of Source Engines. Oh yeah, I can see that too. See, it's funny that we were just comparing things at the same time. I absolutely agree with you. So here's your new create. This is kind of where you would drag things from the left side of the screen. So you can either drag these things onto your screen, just like you would normally, or here's your content browser, blueprints. So you can still do add, but like the level blueprint, you can add blueprints from here. So this is, again, vastly the same. And here's cinematic, which are like your actor sequences, your level sequences, the things that you can make cutscenes out of, different things like that. I wonder if it will hold true to poly counts don't matter. I'm hoping so, because if so, that's a real game changer, literally, but also figuratively. These are all your landscape things. They seem to be vastly the same. You can actually change the platform right here, which you could before while doing build, but it looks like you can actually set up everything here. You can even package right from here without going into the packaging menu, which, you know, can be very useful down the line. Won't really be useful 90% of the time, but it's a cool little feature. I do like being able to launch from here. Okay. So a lot of this looks the same. And I expect that, you know, you don't want it to be too far off. I'm just going to go, so add. There's Paper 2D stuff still alive. So yeah, today we will make some stuff happen. It won't be me just looking at the engine, but I'm gonna literally just be exploring it. So we'll try out some new features and stuff. I'm just curious if everything still looks the same as it has in the past. This is a little bit different, the way they made this. But a lot of these seem to be the same. So let's see here. I think this will probably be the same. Let's go into a blueprint and see what the blueprint looks like. It's pretty much the same. If it's a little bit different, you know, don't hurt yourself trying to open. Okay, so this is your standard one without the graph. It's such a nice design. I really like the way this looks. It's a lot neater than UE4 in my opinion. It's funny. It looks pretty much the same. Pretty convenient, you know, again. I like being able to kind of recognize what's going on here and not be completely confused. That's good. There are a few new things here. There's probably some new things in the actual character stuff as well, I would hope. Oh, here's the world partition stuff. I'm supposed to look into this for a second. Oh, well, not for a second. I'm supposed to look into this to answer a few questions that I got on this stuff. So I will have to check that out. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, that's the compile button. The question is, has hot reload been fixed? Or do I still have to launch through Visual Studio? I like launching through Visual Studio. I love code personally, but, you know, there's something about just having them separate. It just feels like it should work. Here's simulation. Oh, fine's up here. Save the asset. Okay. Okay. This feels pretty good. I'm very happy with this because, like I said, I can recognize everything and, you know, I can see a few new features, but it's pretty much the same. So, you know, where it's supposed to shine is really the performance, like the no polys, like you said, Everglades, or not the no polys, but where the polys don't matter. And also, just a lot of this stuff is a little bit nicer looking. I'm curious if this is going to start running a little bit better when the shaders are done compiling here, which it is taking its time. But we're just going to continue. We're just going to keep going. So, you know, it'll finish eventually. I just wish it was a little bit long. Okay, hold on. This is important. Source control is now down here. Back to source control. How is Git still the beta version? Excuse me? You have plastic SCM ready, but Git is still the beta version. Epic. What is going on, my friend? Okay, yeah, it's gonna need the actual workspace, so that won't work. Okay, source control is down here, that's good. What's this? Wait, this is the hot reload button now? Oh, that's nice looking. Okay. Let's see if it will actually do what it's supposed to in hot reload. We're going to have to test this. So sure, the compile can complete. That's great. That's great. But there's something we have to check right now, guys. Let's go into C++. Go into the character. I believe this shows my entire... Let's see. Will it show... Excuse me. We're going to find out. I think this is the right one. No, it doesn't. Okay, that's excellent. All right. All right. All right, so I want to look at the code class real quickly because I realized the side-scroller code did not work in the template. And there's also no side-scroller example in the template anymore for some reason. There's not a UE5 side-scroller project. I've used that for both the fighting game and the side-scroller live stream. So that is strange. I mean, you can obviously still copy it over, but have you tried Rider instead of VS? I have tried Rider, and I actually like Rider quite a bit in terms of the actual feeling of it. Like, I think it feels maybe a little bit smoother, I guess would be the word I would use. We used it on a personal project I was working on for a game we were making. But I use Visual Studio for work so much that, you know, it's kind of ingrained into my head. So I kind of just stick with Visual Studio, but not because I have anything wrong with any of the others. Why are you taking so long? You're struggling, I will say. Should not be struggling that hard. I feel like Unreal Engine 5 is the cause of the struggle. what's up, Fi? Nice to see you. How you doing? Sorry we're not doing like a reaction. This is like the reaction video. I'm not as excited as I was making it out to be. Like I'm not like putting my hands on my head like, oh my god, look at this. Or like they're revealing a new character on Smash or something, right? But I am trying to get this. Wow, this is really having a hard time. It should not be having that hard of a time. Yeah, you go ahead and close yourself. I think you've earned that one. But yeah, so I was just kind of exploring. So far, UE5 is great because it's very similar to Unreal Engine 4, at least enough to follow it. But there are a few new things with blueprints and code that I've seen. I'm trying right now to open up the code and see if the actual logic that's constructed is different when you make a new project. I know that some of it is, but I am kind of curious as to how much of it is. I'm going to give that a quick look over. If this could close, I'm pretty sure Unreal is actually hanging on to this right now, by the way. So we might have to wait a minute here. I mean, I can keep exploring in here. See if I can just open a new one. See if that will make a difference. I think that'll probably work. And no drop frames or anything, so it's not the computer running too hard. Interesting. I get it. We use JetBrains products at work, so I'm used to. Yeah, right. It's just you get so used to using it. It's like, man, it's hard to stop. What was it that we were using? We did use Rider, and then we used. I can't think of what it is. I'll try and think of it while we're working here. But we used something else that I ended up really liking. I thought it was really, really easy to use, even easier than Visual Studio to do certain actions. Alright, so let's look at the code. Are there any new templates since they nuked the side-scroller one? So, you know what? That's a really good question. I don't know if I can have two of these open. Stop calling me, please. IntelliJ. I do know IntelliJ. That wasn't it, though. Good call. Good call. I don't know if I've ever used IntelliJ. I am familiar with it, but I don't know. What was it? I swear it was like a knockoff of Visual Studio. Like it was like Visual Projects or something. But it was actually really nice. I actually really ended up enjoying it. It was another personal project. So these are the recent projects. Let's see. Blank first-person puzzle, third-person top-down. I can't remember if there was top-down before, but I think there was. And there, yeah. They actually took out Vehicle Simple as well. It's just Vehicle Advanced now. But they do have these ones, like the film ones. I don't think these were at all a thing. I like that there's a blank project with all of these. Oh, I guess they are kind of different. Architectural visualization. Okay. HoloLens. Okay. Photo Studio. This is like a configurator. That's a cool one. HoloLens viewer on that. Product configurator. Oh no, this is a configurator right here. Oh man, where was this when I had to make a configurator about a year ago? There you go. We could have used that. That would have been convenient, huh? So they've added a few projects. Nothing too crazy, to be honest. But I want to take a quick look. Already, there's some other things included for virtual reality. There's a little bit of extra commenting here. Oh, they do the actual valid checks now. Thought it was weird they didn't do that. Okay, hold on. There's something we have to talk about. I don't care who's listening. I don't care if it's just you guys in the chat or if Epic themselves comes here. What is this? No. Move forward. Okay, you see how this has an if statement with parentheses in the right spot? Why? Why is move right different then? Why is the template made like that? Like, somebody saw that. just go ahead and fix it. Why do I have to fix it? Every time I gotta fix things like this. That's ugly. I can't stand that. Guys, tell me the truth. Does that bother you like it bothers me or no? Because I could just be crazy, and it's okay. I won't take offense. But man, like, just keep it consistent. And what is this? No, 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 no. Look at this. What is that? Why is jump 2 tabs in? Get out of here. Go back there. Who made this? You're insane. Man, that is not good. I don't like that at all. That's not doing it for me, guys. Okay. Header file. I'm afraid to look at this one. Okay, this one's okay. They did add some comments. I think everything here is pretty much the same, though. Let's look at the game mode. You still have their default pawn class. So this is the game mode is actually exactly the same as far as I can tell. I think the comment might be a little bit different. Okay, cool. So, right, come on. Hey, Emerald Link, what's up? I love your profile picture. How's it going? Nice to see you. Man. Oh, God, that gave me a headache, guys. Look, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, that actually does bother me. I can't believe that they did that. No one fixed that. Not one person at Epic said, hey, that's ugly. And you know what? Real quick. If you're watching Darwin, okay, if you're watching Fix This, and you guys won't know who Darwin is, but he's someone I used to work with who works at Epic now. This is disgusting. And you know it is. I know you know that I hate that. So just if you ever see this, I know you sometimes tune into these. If you ever see this, please fix that. That cannot be allowed. Alright, I'm off my rant now. Anyway, the code is pretty much the same. So actually we're left with pretty much, we don't have much else to explore in terms of the actual like layout of the engine and the code. So we're just gonna start making stuff and using some of the tools that they've had or that they've added, so that way we can kind of see what's going on there. I didn't know how long this first part would take. It went pretty quick, so we have a lot more time for more of the fun stuff. I'm the same Emerald Link on Discord. Yeah. No, I figured. I just really like your profile picture. I don't think it wasn't that on Discord, right? If it was, I somehow never noticed it, but I think it's cool. Thanks for the help. No problem. Listen, I am always happy to help. So please ask as many questions as you want. I just always try and help the best way, try and provide help the best way that I can. So there's some things I don't know enough about to help really. So, but I'm happy to help whenever. So thank you for being a part of the community. Hey, Game, what's up? Or I'll call you Gameplay. I'll probably call you Gameplay Zone because we do have 2 other people with Game in the name. So if I say Game, everyone's going to get confused. But thank you so much for coming by. They say hello. Nice to see you. I'm back. Hey, Sean. Hey, Fi. Great to see you. Thank you guys for coming in. We basically, so far, all we did was go through. I went over the actual layout of the editor and the code changes from a template project in Unreal. I ranted a little bit about some of the ugliness that Unreal has caused. I will not show you because I don't want to hurt your eyes like my eyes had to have been hurt. So we're just going to start making some stuff in Unreal and test it out. And I also, one thing I do want to make, and I want to make it right now, I want to see if the hot, excuse me, I want to see if the hot reload issue has been fixed. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, in our character, we're going to make a structure. Guys, I am so bad at this. I am sorry. I copy from this every time because I can never remember. Did he really freeze on a mouse click? This is almost done compiling shaders. Okay, we'll close that. I changed it recently to same thing as my YouTube channel. Gotcha. I love it. It's awesome. First time coming to the stream. It is so nice to see you. Thank you. Emerald says, yeah. Gameplay says, I heard that Fabric node got new stuff. Did it? I would love to test it out, but Visual Studio does not want to comply. How about that? There we go. Let's see if we can load this baby back up. So I just want to check the hot reload thing, then we'll get into the new technology, I swear. But this is something that's very near and dear to my heart, is hot reload. Because it's a half-broken feature, and I want it to be a working feature. Hold on, please, did I save? Okay, I didn't have to see the atrocities committed against my eyes again. Are you kidding me? Why? I'm sorry. I think Unreal is somehow holding on to Visual Studio. I can't quite tell what's going on here. I might let that finish. I thought I could get around it. I don't know why it's being so picky right now. I'm going to close this again, and I'm just going to leave it closed until this is done. It shouldn't really matter. Compiling shaders, it shouldn't need those files, so I don't know why it's freezing so often. I've never had Visual Studio do that. That's not necessarily a good sign for Unreal 5, but, you know, I'll let it slide. It's cool. Yeah, so the fabric node. What is the fabric node? I don't want to, you know, I don't want to act like a noob, but I feel like I don't know what that is. I do know these modes. These are one of the artist things that I do know, because you use them for level design. Is fabric like related to, it's probably relating to clothing, right? Clothing assets and things like that. How long have you been doing Unreal? So I've been programming in Unreal for at least 4 years, 3 of which were professional, meaning like for my career. So I'm still pretty new as far as it goes, really. Alright guys, so sorry about the delay here. I don't know why Visual Studio will not open. I mean, we can just explore Unreal's side of things if we want, but I really wanted to get to the bottom of the hot reload issue. If you've been in the Discord community, you have seen that issue over and over again, and I was hoping maybe they did something about it. Who am I kidding? They probably didn't, but I wanted to believe. And now I'm just waiting for these shaders to compile. I don't even think that would be what's what's locking up Visual Studio. But alright, it's almost done. It's taken a long time. See, I'm not feeling too good about this, guys. I mean, it's early access, but yeah, it is still in beta, don't worry. It's just 1.0 right now. It's early access even, it's not even really out. So, I'm not really complaining about it. I mean, I am complaining about it, but mainly just giving it a hard time. It used to be a powerful IK node back in the day. They did made some new nodes, but it seems like they're back to improving it. Okay, okay. 10 shaders left. Okay, good. If they're improving it, that is good. That's what I want to see. I'm sorry this is taking so long. I genuinely thought, like, I would have compiled shaders beforehand if I thought it was going to be an issue. Alright, well, you know what? I'm tired of waiting, since we could be at 10 forever. There we go. Alright. So one thing. If I play this now, is this laggy? Okay, I'm not seeing any frame drop now, so I think the frame drop was coming from the compiled shaders, to be fair. Now, I don't know why they took so long to compile, but at least it got rid of the lag that was coming from that. And now this plays very smoothly. So that's good. So I take back that remark about Unreal. Now, the question is, can I open up C++ now? Am I able to open you? Or do I have to launch Unreal through you? Are you not compatible with the editor open? I don't think it's... I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but... yeah, my CPU's not even full right now. Not even close. Streamlabs pushes it way harder. So yeah, that's not good. Alright, well, we'll skip this for now, guys. I'll figure that out in a little bit. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on there exactly. Actually, let's do one thing. Let's close this and let's try and open through Visual Studio. I want to see if that does help it, because usually that's what you do in Unreal 4, and that's very smooth. But you know, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and say that's just because it's in beta, and if we launch through Visual Studio, it will be fine. Yes, it is, and still in beta. What GPU are you running? What do you recommend for Unreal? GPU, I am running the 5700X, I believe. It has been a while. I apologize. I had a computer that I had built for work, and I can never remember what exactly one got put in this. So I'm a bit of a scrub on that. Does it show on the computer info? You know what it is? Is it system? I don't know. I feel like I should not stream that system information. I don't really click into that often, so I don't know what that entails. I'm going to give this a second and see if this opens. I'm a little bit curious, because these are kind of things we should figure out. No, but you can turn off the new render saying go back to the old 4.1. Oh, okay. That is good, though. You should be able to switch between them. I like that. You're good, bro. How you find the engine? I've been playing all day, and yeah, I do like. Hey, first of all, so nice seeing you. Thanks for coming by, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I mean, we've run into a few snags already, but in terms of the actual engine itself, it's very nice looking. The actual UI and the organization, I think, actually feels better than Unreal 4, so I am enjoying it so far. And now that the shaders are compiled, the lag that I was having did go away. So I feel pretty darn good about it. Looks like it does work once you have it open from Visual Studio, but having them separate seems to cause some lag in Visual Studio. Hey, what's up? Evening, y'all. Nice to see you. It is great to see you. Thanks for coming by. So anyway, I guess we can just get started with the blueprint stuff. I want to check the hot... Actually, guys, we can do it right now. What am I saying? Let's do it right now. Because now that the editor is not opening, I don't think this will crash. Or I don't think it'll lock up. I am very bad at this. I am sorry. I screw up the way you make a structure so often. I always have to copy it. Because I forget exactly how this is supposed to be set up. So, you know what? I'll admit to that. I'm not even going to try and pretend. I'm just not good at that. I always have to copy this. This and enums, for whatever reason, I cannot set them up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and copy it. Then struct F, okay, then the struct name. Why is Visual Studio killing itself? It's literally, it was pending kill. It was trying to exit already. Struct F data. Like, I'm just doing a structure right now. I want to see if they fix the hot reload issue. I want to get this in so we can test it later. So I'll show you. We have to do generated body. And I think the rest is usually pretty simple. I usually do public just because. Int data. Okay. I think I did it right. No, I have to do that. I believe. You just turn off Lumen in the settings and it won't lag anymore. It's not. Oh, is that what it is? Thank you. Yeah, you do hear my PC. My PC is very loud. It is struggling with this. I might need to upgrade, actually. Which, to be fair, it's about 4 years old. I usually upgrade. The last one that I had, I upgraded about every 3 years, so it's a little... It probably needs it. Especially with Unreal 5 coming out. Okay, really though, disabling Lumen? I mean, it's not lagging now, we're okay. But that might help with future performance. So guys, we're at the point where we're just going to start playing around with things. So, nothing in particular. If there's something you want to see, let me know and we will go do it. Otherwise, I'm just going to do some random features and kind of play around with the engine itself and see how I like it, see any differences that I notice. And yeah, we'll get rolling. So I'm going to open up the character blueprint. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to leave this here for a second. A few things I want to, yeah, he's taken off. This computer's taken off. I haven't noticed any lag with Lumen. Nice to see you, by the way. My laptop ain't the best. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily like if the lag is coming from that, but if it's not ready, we can definitely turn it off for sure. It's always a good idea if you don't need it. Now, something I really do want to check out. There's a few things I really am interested in. So first of all, material. I want to check out materials. If they work the same as they did. Because I know there have been a lot of changes recently that they were speaking of. And I'm kind of curious. It is killing my computer right now. So that is something I will need to look into. But other than that, we'll keep going. We can keep this really simple. I'm not very good with materials. But I want to check something out in particular, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. I have to go. I'm going on an overnight 24-mile hike tomorrow. Need to prep. Bye. Good luck. 24-mile. I don't know if I walked 24 miles in my entire life so far, let alone in an overnight hike. So good luck with that, my friend. Well, a lot of people turn off since it's not really ready. Nice to see you too. Why upgrade it to 5 then? Yeah, they like to put features in a little bit before they're ready, don't they? But that's okay. So here's my new material. This is going to come in handy later for something I want to test. So I'll show you that in a second. Hold on. I have my 2080 and 64 RAM, and I am lagging with that option on. Really? Okay. Here, give me 1 second. Let's look in the project settings too. Oh, they have some new things now. This is good. Virtual keyboard. If only there was a 2 people on one device. Is the device used for multiple? Haven't you guys watched the tutorials, Epic? You should know that we need you. Gotcha. Hello, hello. Hey, what's up? I'm Real YouTuber. Nice to see you. Good name. Good name. We're just kind of checking out the engine. I mean, literally, I'm checking it out. A lot of it seems to be pretty much the same, so. Oh, that could be good. For local multiplayer. Just a cool little feature I never thought about. Alright, so that's fine. So I made my new material as a test. Here's something I wanted to see. Viewport, okay. Go. A lot of this is pretty similar. On constraint broken. That's new. And initialized. This is good. This is good. This one. I've run into issues with that where I had to do some stuff I didn't really like. And on anim initialized will be good. On clicked for like the character? Is that normal? Is that usually there? It's in the render settings. Did you get a chance to try out Strive while the beta was going? Unfortunately, I did not, actually. I did not get to try out Strive. Okay, render setting. I can check it out real quick. What did Unreal YouTuber say? Lumina's nice. My 980 Ti gives me 30 FPS amounts. Crazy. Remember using V-Ray? Oh, yeah. I gotcha. All right, let's, I mean, we can look at it real quick. In render. This right here. Or the reflection method. It doesn't seem to be hurting the performance too bad. My computer's just running a little harder than it normally would. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, right? I'm trying to look through everything and see what's new. Like, there are some new things. So first of all, there's a tooltip, which is cool. A lot of these are vastly the same, though. Oh, wait, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot here, but a lot of it's pretty much the same stuff. A few new things in here. Not really, unfortunately. I wish there was mass is new. No, there was mass before because the mass is related to the just the character movement for the acceleration. I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure it was there before. It might be new. Maybe I'm thinking of somewhere else that it was. So we make him 4,500 though. He is not too concerned about that. Man, that green, I made a nice color, didn't I? I'm pretty proud of that. I get the same FPS as in Unreal 4. There are 3 options on my default on all projects. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so where's that at exactly? Because this is the second time this has been mentioned now. I'm kind of curious about this. Biggest new cool features, the animation warping control rig with IK. So where is that? I've not gotten the chance to look at that. So I'm not even through everything I wanted to look at yet. I did like nothing so far. What I wanted to do was look at the Animbp and see if this got any better, because there are some things that they definitely could have improved upon in here. They did not take the time to clean anything up, which is nice, you know. Like, God forbid, it doesn't look like garbage. Okay. Oh, these are the assets, like the skeleton and everything. Okay. There's the curves. Also, motion matching node. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I don't even know what that one is. They have this one feature in the command list menu where it plays a video of the move on a loop. I thought that was really cool and would make a great tutorial. Wait, hold on. There's one feature in the command list menu. Oh! For the, like, the fighting game? Is that what you're saying? They have this one feature in the command list menu where it plays a video of the move on a loop. Can you read my mind? Do you know that the command list is the next episode coming out for the fighting game? Or did that get brought up somewhere? Did you hack into my files? What's going on there? How'd you know that? I didn't think I told anybody that. A new sound system called Meta Sound you need to turn on for. Okay, guys, there's so many cool things. I'm so excited. All right, sorry, I promise we'll get into the cool stuff. I just wanted to see what was different with like the everyday stuff that I'm using to see if there's anything kind of cool here. Okay, you got to open that and turn on the plugin. Okay, all right, I got you. We can go to that right now if you guys want. Here's the physics asset. Pretty cool. Yeah, those are for the constraints. Alright, let me close some of this garbage. What about the state machine real quick? Ugh. I think it's still as ugly as ever. Although, hold on. They made this a little bit nicer. It's pretty much the same stuff, but I like it showing it there, and that's kind of automatically how it is with the rule string. That's good. Okay, that's a little bit better. All right, let's get out of this. There's too much here. All right, so let's start looking at some other stuff. That's the Animbp. I was looking at the material stuff I wanted to check on. Nice, right? How did you know that? I'm telling you, Everglades. All right, guys, we'll look at some of the plugin stuff. So let's check it out. So, actor sequence is still experimental somehow. It's been experimental for like 4 years now. Now, you guys had said, specifically, meta sounds. Kind of like meta humans, huh? Meta sound. Okay. Oh, wow. All right, so that's a very advanced sound system. Yes, just enable it. And then the other one, yeah, it is a pretty big hit. Oh, blend space 2.0, you can put subgraphs in blend space. That could be useful. That could be really useful. I'll definitely be using that for the fighting game tutorial. I have a few, and the action RPG, I have a few ideas for that already. Okay, you have to open up the skeleton mannequin control rig, if I remember correctly. All right, let's restart the engine. That way we can get the meta sound, but I want to look at the control rig stuff you're saying. I think that'll be very cool to check out. After you enable the plugin, you will need to find the mesh and right-click to create a... Oh, wait. This is also a plugin? Is it the control rig? Might be this. Let's see what you said. Animation warping, huh? Is it this guy right here, version 0.1? Ah, heck, let's just enable it. Who's gonna stop us? I'm going all in. Control rig enabled too. We're unstoppable. Look at that. We're so good. Okay. Cool. Thanks for the help. I appreciate it. I'm so excited. You know, at work we don't get to play around with a lot of this cool stuff, so I enjoy testing it out. I really like, this is such a nice color. Alright, let's do it then. So we have the control rig. You said I have to look at SK, was it mannequin? Wait. They have a female in here. Oh, that's awesome that they have that. I saw that. I didn't realize that it was already in, too. Nice. Very cool. I think that should... Seriously, I think that's awesome. I don't know how to get to the control rig yet. Do I have to enable it within the plugin itself? Because I know sometimes when you go into it, does it say anything about it? It doesn't say anything about it. And I'm just in the regular content folder. Check posts for motion matching. Alright, hold on guys. There's a lot of plugins coming in. I will look at them, but I'm... What was it? Pose? Check pose search plugin. Pose search? Okay. So this is for motion matching. Hey! Thanks for coming by. Have a good stream. Thank you so much. So, pose search. Okay. Alright, we're just going to enable everything, guys. Let's go. Right-click. Oh, okay. Okay, I got you now. Thank you. You want motion matching? Do I need that? Okay. Alright. I'll restart one more time, and then we're just going to go with what we got before we install or prepare every plugin and don't get anywhere. Alrighty. Let's get down to business. but not to defeat the Huns. We are going to go to the mannequin. Create control rig. Alrighty. So let's check out the control rig first. We'll get to all of it, I promise. But let's check this out. Can you just sit there? So I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay. Interesting. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I've never touched this before. Forward solve, exit. Okay. Alright. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing here. This might be a little bit too experimental for me, guys. I don't think I'm strong enough yet. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, literally, I'm just working on a random node. I know this isn't related, but I was just having fun in my graph. Okay. Let me try and think about this. So the control rig would be used for... Okay, yeah, this is the same. This is just the skeleton. Alright, we'll look at this in a second. Yeah, it's quite fast to set up, but I just don't know how it is. I mean, I could, like, look it up, obviously, but that kind of defeats the purpose, because anyone could do that. So I don't want to really lead you guys astray messing with that. That is something I'm not familiar with. But if you know how to set it up, let me know. We'll test it out, and I'll play around with it. I just don't want to waste anybody's time. Seems there's a lot of activity and experimental animation plugins. I don't know if I should start looking myself or... Yeah, okay, so that's a good point. Yeah, so there definitely is a lot of that, and it's also very useful. Like, you know, you get these experimental things, and they're experimental because they're kind of created with the intention of going further, but they have to make sure that the use is there and that the... Basically, it's going to be a safe plugin to use accurately. So it is a good point. Yeah, it is a... Yeah. It's a good point to say. You don't know if you should start looking. Yeah. It's tough, right? It is a risk because you could start looking and then it could amount to nothing, or the feature could get removed or not go any further. So it does kind of depend on what you want. For me, I like playing around with things. I just don't want to waste your time. However, looks like Unreal YouTuber really has it down. So I'm going to listen to them. I believe they know what they're talking about. So you said you need to go into the bone hierarchy and create a control. Okay. So probably control bone transform. Can I do it on... Well, I can do it anywhere. Can we do it right on their head? What about the neck? How about that? Okay, there we go. Easy. Okay. Alright, so we have our control. Wait, I think I might start to see how this works. So this control, is this going to work like this? We'll define the logic with the extents on each end of how far it can go, and we'll let it run every time we trigger it. Like the whole execute makes me kind of think of that, because that's how behavior trees work in Unreal. So we've created a control. Yep, we did it from new. I know the stream's a little bit behind. I was just kind of playing around with that. But we did it from new. We have the control. And then I'm assuming we have to set the control up to... I won't exactly know how to do this just yet. We'll probably set the control. That's what I'm thinking. we just scale it up. Interesting. He's wearing a scarf. Think of it as a traditional control for a skeletal mesh. So I've never messed with this, so that's why I'm just kind of playing around. So I don't know what I'm doing. I don't really work with anything like skeleton related or art related. So to give you a little bit of background about me, I usually do low-level data structures for simulations. So I don't even work on games at work, so I'm quite far out of my element in this particular thing. So I will do some research and try and figure this out and figure out how to play with it, because I do know how useful these can be. So the control rig in particular is something that I've seen a lot about. It goes hand in hand with the I'm trying to think of, it was the new animation system. Give me a second. I will look this up. Oops, sorry. V5 control rig animation. Which one did I see? Yeah. It was this one with the robot dabbing. Yeah. So this is what I saw. I saw someone basically took this post and was having a lot of fun with the animations on the control rig. And I was seeing how powerful it could be. Someone made, like, I don't know if you saw, they made like a procedurally generated, hold on, easiest way to do it is on a non-bone, just right click empty list spot, create control and move it close to the bone. Okay, I mean, we can do that if you want. I won't be able to teach anything on that because I'm not like educated in it. Let me also read this. It's a full body IK solver. Okay, matching animations with speed. Oh, okay, okay. Slow warp based on speed also affects animation. Okay, of slop warp. I didn't even know you could retract a message. Okay, cool. All right, thank you. Thank you for explaining that a bit. That's starting to make a little bit more sense to me, because I actually did not know. I kind of knew the term control rig, and that was about it. I'm starting to see what you're saying, though. So this is a cool feature. All right, let's take a break from that stuff, because there's a lot more I'm going to look at before this hour's up. But we will come back legitimately. I do understand. I'm starting to understand what you're saying it's used for, and kind of I think I'm getting an idea in my head of how to use it. Basically, you're taking the bone and you're going to create a new control that moves the bone to where that moves to the bone you want to control, and then when it gets transferred to that bone, that's why you said set. What was it? Set initial transfer to closest bone. Then that's what reacts to it. I think I understand what you're saying. I'm gonna look through some other things that I wanted to look at first. We will go back to that. I'm just very uneducated in that, and I don't want to waste a lot of time trying to figure it out on the stream. But something I wanted to check out that I am a lot more educated on is this. So first of all, when UE5 was announced, I can create these here. I know they were trying to update the behavior tree. So let me see here. Behavior tree, because the behavior tree in the Blackboard for AI is not exactly ideal. So it's pretty close. Like, it's very efficient. But something that it's not great at doing is the whole left and right thing was a little bit weird. So if I look at this, I don't know. I guess because I created that one and opened it first. So if I look at this, let me play around with this for a second. Let me see if this is the same. So I have a selector, sequence, new task. Start. What the heck is it? Begin. Can't remember what the task name is. It's like start and end or something. Start Lumen AR session. Ah, yes. Probably gonna be cash money. Yeah, so that I actually had that's great. I had a long conversation about that. The gameplay ability system. So that one I am familiar with. So swapping abilities on the fly, exporting them from project to project sounds crazy good. That is good. So we were talking about it. This is something I can say because this was an offhanded conversation, not about actual work. We were talking about like how we could use it on a different project, and it looks like people are starting to use the gameplay ability system to, like you said, kind of create this. It basically it's encompassed within the gameplay ability system, and you send that like data to another project, and the project already has the gameplay ability system, so it instantly recognizes it. So it's very good for transferring abilities, like you said, between projects. We were saying, you know, you could use this for pretty much anything. It doesn't really have to be an ability. Like, it's the gameplay ability system, but you kind of make that theory into anything you want, any feature you want. You make it where it's kind of encompassed within this other system that's already included in the engine, or, you know, you enable a plugin or whatever. And then you can use it elsewhere. And it got used a lot in, like in Unreal Engine 4. I know there's the gameplay ability system. I never used it, but one of my subscribers was sitting there talking about how they wanted to use it for their project because they thought it was going to be so much easier. They want to make plugins with it. So I think you're onto something. I like the term you use, cash money. I think there is very possible that could be that could go somewhere. Here we go. Event receipt. That's what it is. So no, these are all the same though. Unfortunately, they did not change anything with the behavior tree yet. So they wanted to talk about, or they did talk about changing the behavior tree down the line, because the actual way it was firing was actually a little bit inhibited. You know how you have to do like stop on destruction and things like that? There were other ways where you were going to be able to essentially tell the AI to stop, but then process in the background without having to set up this whole system. I was kind of hoping that was in place because I was really interested in seeing that. It does not appear to be here yet because they said they would have to change kind of the entire way that the graph was set up. So you would have the same behavior tree, same blackboard, but the nodes inside the tasks would be a little bit different. They seemed vaguely, or not vaguely, they seemed very familiar. Well, they were the same as far as I could tell. So I don't think this is in yet, which is okay. You know, I can wait, and hopefully it comes because I'm very excited, especially as we get into more AI-related stuff in the fighting game. It's something that, you know, we might want to look into because it'll make our lives easier. It'll make the AI smarter by default. Yeah, it's a smart idea on how to containerize and segment systems, build a library for your own projects, and even sell them. Yep, exactly. And that's, I mean, you're totally right. I think you really are onto something, and you know, we can both see its use. It's so good, right? It basically forces you to do that whole like not having other dependencies on things, so you can just export it to other projects, which is something, especially going through school, they're like, oh, this is so good, and then, you know, when you're working on a project or work or whatever, it never really goes that way. But the gameplay ability system seems like a really good way to do that, so I like that you brought that up. Oh, really? Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. So I have done a little bit with lighting, actually. I was working on a game where, well, I keep saying was. I am working on these games, but really I work on some games for demos for other people. Usually friends, because they're working on games and they wanna have me test things and work on different features. So one of the things I had to work on was actually a lighting system where the character itself was lighting up the world. And it was a pretty cool feature because you had to have everything else was dark, there was no light from outside sources, and the player has a light source attached to them. But, you know, there's all these other things, like once you do a certain thing and that area gets lit up. And lighting is really cool, so I'm not the most experienced in it, but I can respect that. I can see why that's cool. Oh, did they? To the material editor? Oh, they did, right? Is this right here? Parameter? No, hold on, not yet. Local variables. Maybe not in this material? Add local variables finally to the material editor. Was it you who was saying it, the other stream, who was saying they didn't have it? Someone actually mentioned this. This is the only reason I knew. I was like, oh, I didn't think anything of it. I don't know. I'm not exactly seeing it, but... hello, mister. I had a fun time. Hey, what's up, buddy? Nice to see you. Glad to have you here. We're just looking at some cool new stuff in Unreal. This was more of just an impromptu stream, kind of. I wanted to basically talk about new things that I saw. You guys are actually teaching me a lot. I'm learning a lot about what Unreal 5 had, so... Oh, nanite. Oh, nanite is the thing that hurts performance. Okay. No worries. Thanks for telling me so that I know. No worries at all. Alright, guys. So let's look at some of the other things I wanted to look at. So first, the AI did not change, not as of yet, but it is just early access, so we got plenty of time. I wanted to look at the... Okay, there's a few things I want to look at, actually, based on that. First of all, we can look at the meta sound. I'd be happy to look at that. This is the sound source. Oh, man. This is really advanced. The old sound system, you know, you could make a sound in here, and it would be like, here, define your values. You can actually put a whole graph in here. You can do unfinished. Oh, that's cool. This is the audio on play. Oh man, this is cool. The meta sound stuff looks really cool. Having an actual graph dedicated to the sound effect to be able to define the logic. That's nice. I like that. Oh yeah, and here's your general sound settings too. They did have, this is like all they had before. If you were trying to do the graph before, you'd have to do it from another source and then just edit the sound effect itself. This is nice. This was a good pick. Hey, author, that's me. Cool, I like that. I like that a lot. This is cool. See, these things, like these are, that's what gets me excited. That's so cool. Content browser in the material editor, finally. Marketplace. Seems the same. I like that. It's never really possible unless you're really trying, you know? The important part is that you try. Alright guys, so the other thing I want to look at, sorry, I keep getting distracted because there's so many good things, but I wanted to look at the Paper 2D stuff. So, I was following the Unreal Fighter, and they were like, I hope Paper 2D is still supported. So apparently, not only is it still supported, but it got a minor update. Now, I haven't really used Paper 2D much, but it actually is, it did get a minor update, because already you weren't able to select, like they updated the images to make it look nicer, but then look at this. It has all this extra. So are they supporting Paper 2D again? I don't know. Maybe they never gave up on Paper 2D. I mean, they said that they weren't going to be supporting it as much. I know that. Basically, they would have potential updates here and there, nothing promised, but it does. I think they updated it, because look, they updated it with the no frames. They updated it with more information. You can add... I know you could add keyframes before, but were you able to use the graph like this to actually go through it? Because I remember during the flipbook, you had to play the animation. This looks like it's treated like the animation editor. I think maybe this got an update too. Create a reroute node. Right click on it, select convert to named reroute. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what that would even entail. Like, what the heck would be a named reroute? But we can do it. Let's try it. We're just having fun. So you're saying if I'm in a graph and I make a reroute node. You have to be in a certain... Yeah. Oh, that's how you add local Wait, really? Convert to named reroute? Wait, you're talking about... You're saying do this in the material? This is how you make local No. There's no way. That's such a weird way to do it. Oh, you're right. Man. Okay. Yeah, was it you who was saying that? Someone mentioned that. Someone was like, yeah, there's no way to do it. Well, problem solved there. There you go. Cool. Weird. That's a weird way to do it, though. Like, I feel like they could have made it easier. But anyway, I'll take it. You know, I know people wanted that, so that's good. Turnkey system, async physics and chaos, great new silent features that add a lot of value. Best one for Nanite. The only thing I'm going to do is support landscapes. Yeah. Forgot physics fields as well. Yep. Interesting to know. Yep. Yeah, it's not... You know, Unreal wasn't made for a lot of stuff, but, you know, that's only if you're trying to use the engine at its core level and not use all of its features. It's got the features to make it, no problem. If you're trying to use it from, like, the character setup they have, not going to work very well, but... Okay, and then you're saying this content browser can be opened in any tab. So I'm in this tab, and you're saying now I can... How would I open my content browser? Content drawer? Ah, I see what you're saying. Oh man, not that I could do this. Like, I can do that. There you go. There you go. That will make it more convenient. There you go. Good tip, good tip. I don't really do that very often, but I can see why that would be useful, especially more things like when you're working with textures. I know textures, I used to drag them on and off of characters all the time when we were doing our fighting game in college, like in terms of the material slots and all. So yeah, I could see the use there. Another good thing to know. Alright, let's look at something I want to look at now, are the sequences. So like level sequences, actor sequences. These are some things that, again, they changed the whole thing to be cinematics now, right? So they gave it an update, they gave it a fresh new name. They changed the way that the camera actually interacts in the sequences. So I'm kind of curious if it changes the way you have to build them too. I don't know. We will find out. I think I can add, I can't really remember. I know you can add one to the level up at the top. I wanted to see if there was a way to add. Wait a second. There's a camera anim now. I can't remember if that was there before. I like the haptic stuff. Okay, so I don't think you can add it outside of that unless it's the camera anim, which I'm a little bit skeptical about. Could be. It might have already been there though. Whoops, sorry about that. Yeah, we can definitely do it from the cinematics tab here. But I was just curious if we could do it anywhere else. Alright, so let's take a look at this. I think this is, you know, very similar. Here's the actor to sequence. We can take anything we want. I can take the character if I feel so inclined. Okay, no, it looks pretty much the same. Okay. So they might have made it a little bit cleaner, but using wise is similar. I care more about the way it gets used, which I think they've really preserved very well, which is good because, you know, I don't have to learn anything else then. I was gonna try and like solve some of the, oh, this changed, this is how you fix it, but really it's looking pretty darn good. They did a good job with it. No, I got you. I got you in the material editor. I was just, I was confused earlier. I didn't realize what you were saying. You're saying you could create the local variables that way. That's cool. Okay, so there's two other things I wanted to look at in particular. So we covered behavior tree, we covered the sequencer, and a bunch of other stuff. So I want to look at next in the character itself. So let's go back into the character. Now, the characters themselves, they supposedly had changed some of the things with both the physics and the actual collision on the actor. Now the settings look the same, but I am curious about the Capsule Collider more than anything. The Capsule Collider... Oh, there's a shape color now. I don't know if that was always there or not. Also does not appear to change anything. But the Capsule Collider is one that is a pain in the butt because characters can only have a Capsule Collider. So if you want like a quadruped that's wider than taller, using Capsule Collider is very, very annoying in Unreal. So I'm going to try it. We're going to try something out. Now I know it's inherited here, okay? I know it's inherited. And that means we're not really going to be able to change the size. But, hold on. I wonder if we can still do what I want to do. So what I want to do, really, is this is like the root component, okay? I want to see if it's possible to add like a box collision. Yeah, it wants that to be the root component. Dang it. So again, change the physics. Didn't really change anything that we need. Unless they change the hierarchy. So let's see here. We make this 10. 10. 10. And we change the collision on this. Yeah, I don't think it'll care because of that. Dang it. Okay. That's a shame. The Capsule Collider seems to still reign over here. The problem is, yeah, like I was hoping they would fix it for quadrupeds and things because a lot of those things are just a pain in the butt, and they always have been. They kind of always will be unless they fix that. We basically had a dinosaur game at one point, and the way we had to change it is we made a whole new collider as opposed to a Capsule Collider. And then all the blueprints we made had to use the new collider. But that means we weren't using actual characters because the characters and their gravity only work off of Capsule Colliders. Also, they only have one direction because their gravity is always one directional. You can't really change it. You can alter it and create your own and force it this way. It's a pain in the butt. Just change it already. It's not even that hard. We did it in college. Why is this not a thing? Just wondering. Anyway, pain in the butt. Wish that got changed, but that's okay. Great amount of interactivity. Okay, cool. So is that some of the stuff that they changed with? Did they change anything with Sequencer, or did it just get integrated with it, with the new systems? You know, because I know they were talking about changing Sequencer, and I'm trying to look at a lot of this from the dev standpoint. Like, what do I have to do differently to interact with these objects? And so you're saying it works really well with them, which is good. That's what I wanted to hear. Does it change anything you have to do in Sequencer, or is it the same? Like, you add the track, or you add the object that has it, and then just use it? Is it pretty simple? That's kind of what I'm looking for. See if there's anything I don't know about that I'm going to have to learn. I mean, there's plenty that I don't know about. There's so much in here that I have to learn, but I'm saying anything with what we already used, anything with any of the things that they changed. Changed the editor color, by the way, the overall engine color. I mean, I'll probably keep this one because I think it looks nice, but I am kind of curious about this. So we have to check this out now. Here we go. This is the console. Is this it right here? The widget design. Oh no, the widget designer. I'm trying to see. So many options. Active theme, dark or dark? I don't. Yeah, I don't think that's quite doing it. I am having a blast though, I'll let you know. So if I were to edit that, oh my god, it actually works like that. Ew. That's speedrun. How ugly can we make this? Oh man. Oh man, you should not have told me this. That was a mistake. Get ready to learn in tutorials like this. Alright guys, what's up guys? Shawnthebro here, and today, and just like, don't even acknowledge how disgusting this is right now. Okay. I'll have too much fun with that, so we gotta stop that. Alright, so some things I do like. I don't know if the meta sound is intended to be a full feature in the day, but that is pretty nice. The entire demo sequence for cutscene was using multiple features from what I understood, including the control break. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. A lot of times, like, even when Unreal 4 was being released, they kind of wanted to show everything that, or not everything, but, you know, they wanted to show off a lot of what their features could do, so that would make sense. If it was using Sequencer, I didn't realize it was done in using Sequencer. So if it was using Sequencer entirely like that, and wasn't like an edited portion, then I think that's pretty darn impressive. So I am very, very good, very happy about that. Okay, so we got half an hour left. There's one more thing I wanted to check. I'm trying to think of what it was. We got so carried away. I looked at animations. The blend space you said you could put. Okay, so things I like. Blend spaces. You said you could put the grass in them, the subgrass. That is insanely useful. Awesome. The meta sound. That is something, I mean, I never did sound design, but I have made a few of my own sound effects before, just kind of for the fun of it. But that, being able to have a whole graph and really change everything on the spot, I think that's awesome. The fact that Paper Flipbook and basically Paper 2D as a whole kind of looks nicer, and they did, even if they didn't update it, they added more information to get out of it. So awesome. I'm a big fan of that. The control rig, now that I kind of understand more about what you're saying, what it's used for, awesome. I could see the great use for that. I just don't know how to use it at all, so I'll need to learn. Local variables and material, awesome. Things I don't like so far. are the fact that my computer is running very, very heavily, and it's probably because, you know, maybe I didn't disable the certain settings, but still, my computer barely even makes any noise when I'm using Unreal Engine 4. And I mean, it's very, very timid. And now it's stepped up a lot for really not a lot of extra content right now. Like when you're in the game, sure, but just in the editor, it seems to be running a lot harder. They didn't really seem to change some of the things that I was expecting. They were supposed to, or at least not supposed to. They said they would be talking about certain things like, again, the AI and I don't think they said anything about the animation blueprint or the Capsule Collider, but I really wish they did. The animation blueprint needs to have a way to make children animation blueprints or something of that nature where it would be simpler. It would also be actually a little bit more performance efficient as far as I can tell, because you would cut out a lot of the same logic. The appearance is awesome. Is that what you're saying? The appearance is awesome. I'll give it credit. I do like that more. The Capsule Collider is a big no-no. I wish that was fixed. Again, we made it in college. It's not that hard. Not trying to be rude. It's just not. Like, we did it in a few months where we had a whole, very small game, but working with that, this is something that should come with the engine. I mean, not every character is going to be a human. You can do other things with it. So instead of making us do that, they should do that. Root motion by default is cool. Oh, does it support it by default? I mean, I don't have any animations in here. But, yeah, I don't know why I'm making a new Animbp. We already have one. Let me check out an animation real quick. I'll open up the Animbp and an individual animation. So it does have it enabled here, but let's see about the actual... where are the animations in here? Usually I have them like... Okay, so here's this. Blend space with the speed and all. So root motion by default. Oh. There's not even... So what do you mean by default exactly? So it will support it without needing to change the bone structure to match it? Because if that's the case, that would be awesome. Otherwise, it looks pretty similar. Otherwise, for root motion, you still have to enable it. You can force root lock if you want. Yes, world partition. So I did see that. That is going to be useful. Someone had already asked about that, actually. So that's something I'm going to look into very soon, because I would like to check that out for them. It's also just a cool thing, world partitioning. Also, animation modifiers. The rest looks pretty similar. Let me check out something else. So, in the... Do we support X input? Probably not. Probably only the input, but I am curious. There's nothing like separating them. I imagine it would. Yep, world partitioning is great. So basically, as you said, solution for large world management. Basically, it just help for controlling memory in open areas a lot easier as well. So that makes it nice. I mean, if you have a bigger UMap and you want to section off things, we're going to be doing level streaming in the fighting game very soon, and you definitely don't need world partitioning for that. But the whole concept of level streaming is kind of, you can use world partitioning to get a lot of the same results. Of course, they are very different in how they're implemented and what they actually can do. But in terms of like streaming levels out or keeping them away until you're ready, is the same idea. So that's cool. I do like that. I don't think they changed anything with X input, D input, unfortunately. Like I know they did a lot of cool stuff, the animations, and I'm proud of that. But there are some things that are lacking. It kind of should be standard. So like the X input, D input thing is you can use a converter and get the same result. You can also grab the raw value and use the raw value as your input. Basically, make your own input system for it. But it's also just like, why do we have to do that? You know, it's not too bad to do. I can do it, and I'm far from the best developer in the world. And you would think they definitely know how to do it with all the cool stuff that they can do in the engine. Oh, I see what you're saying with that. Okay, that would be cool. That's stuff beyond like what I can do. But I accidentally just activated the Infinity Gauntlet down there. That's stuff beyond what I can do with it because I haven't really gotten into that. Did they fix the field of view? Which part specifically? So, I know the field of view on the characters was sometimes weird. No, that's okay. Trust me, I'm far away from that, and I know that. Like, I can recognize my strengths and weaknesses. I have not touched a lot of that stuff, so I just got into blend spaces. And I started out with a simple tutorial, and I was like, oh yeah, this is good. And then I did an advanced one, and I learned a lot. And I'm like, wow, this is really powerful. I haven't done a video on that one yet. But yeah, there's just so much to learn. So it's okay. You know, no worries if you can't explain it. I'll probably figure it out eventually. I'm just far behind because I haven't been working on, like, asset and art side so much when, you know, there's definitely times when I need to. I was trying to see like what else they have. Oh, they did update the clothing stuff. Our character doesn't have any clothing though. It's kind of hard to test it, but that could be good. Anything with clothing is good. Having more options there is a good thing. FOV scaling method. I don't know what the issue was with that, to be honest. Is it something in this thing? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, actually. Are you talking about the issue where the scale actually would not relate to the graph? Because in the Super Smash Bros. Tutorial, if you remember, there are issues with the mouse and the coin. And there's also an issue where changing a cursor, your cursor does not update until you move it. Isn't that funny? The demo is actually a great piece to break apart, to be honest, to show off motion warping, the controlling, and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll take a look at it. I mean, I'll definitely take a look at it. I just need to do it sooner rather than later so I can come equipped with that knowledge, you know? We're getting there. I'm learning more and more over time. When I started making programming tutorials about 2 years ago, I knew very little about Unreal. I mean, I knew about it, but I knew more about the C++ side. Then I slowly started branching off to blueprints and you know, I had used blueprints before, so it wasn't anything new to me, but then I started learning about data tables, and they were awesome. And then I learned about the blend spaces, and I learned about different ways you can do anim notifies. And, you know, then it just, like, I started learning a lot very quickly. So I do need to learn more of the systems, but I'm pretty good at Sequencer now, actually. I actually have done a few cutscenes for the personal project I'm working on, and I feel, like, pretty satisfied with them. So, yeah, I mean, you know, it's all a learning process. We're all trying to learn. So I do need to learn more about that stuff, like some of the more advanced systems. Oh, different scale for different screens? Is that an issue, though? I mean, so you can fix that with anchors and scale boxes. I don't know if there was a problem with it. There might have been a bug with it. But it will be by default like that, even with the correct scaling. It won't scale properly because it tries to scale it off of your rule, like if it's scale to fit or scale to, I forget what the other ones are. It's like scale to fit, scale to fill, different things like that. So I don't know. I don't know if they fixed anything with it or not. But I'm also not sure if there's anything technically wrong with it. It's just that it's a confusing system. And it's the same thing with like the mouse, the consuming of the mouse, because you have these input states, which are good. Like, it's a good way to do it. But then you can just flat out toggle it on or off, and it's like, I can be in one input state and still have the mouse on the UI. I could be on, like, input game and have the mouse on the UI, and it's like, that feels like that shouldn't be able to happen. So there are some weird cases for sure. These are good conversations, guys. Thank you. I know this isn't as exciting to watch because I'm kind of just talking, but these are good things to know and good things to talk about. So one thing I'm going to be approaching pretty soon, and what I'm actually working on now, is rollback networking. And I know this is kind of like a buzzword, right? This is like one of those words where you say it as far as the fighting game community goes, and they get all excited, but it's true. I'm working on it. So I am using the GGPO plugin for now, and I have some basic networking going on. I'm trying to move everything over to a point where we can use it and I can describe it and explain it. And I'm hoping that the networking system in Unreal is pretty similar to in UE5 is pretty similar to UE4, and I'm hoping that it is also, if it is different, it's actually just a little bit more open to anything, because the way Unreal is kind of set up, and I don't expect this to change through a version, but it doesn't really work with networking the way that we think of it. It has to be done, everything has to be done to the game state, and it's got to be done in a very specific way. Gameplay says, good night, thank you so much for coming by, it was great speaking with you. We have 20 more minutes, so we'll be going off pretty soon, but thank you so much for spending so much time and helping me learn. There's plenty I've got to learn, trust me. So anything that you guys can teach me, I appreciate it. Everglade says, awesome. That's the rollback netcode. Yeah, so I haven't been too open with it because, to be quite frank, there's so many people who want it that I'm not trying to get hopes up and, be like, oh, sorry, it's going to be a little bit longer. I don't have a time estimate right now, but I am using the GGPO plugin for Unreal, and it does work. And I'm converting everything in the fighting game over to it. So it's not like a huge change to our system. It is, because making a game that's not meant for networking, then add networking is a lot of work. But because I wanted the tutorial to be from the ground up, from no experience to a full game, I didn't see any other way to do it. You can't start with networking. I did not know how to do rollback networking. I'm still learning a lot of it, but I did know how to do networking. So I could have done that from the beginning. But if I did that, if you're new to programming, let alone like Unreal or Visual Studio or whatever, if you're new to programming entirely and game development entirely, you're not going to want to start with networking. No one's going to start with that and be comfortable. So, yes, it's a pain. Yes, it's taking a lot of time, but it is working. I'm hoping Unreal Engine 5 is very friendly with that, because I do want to use a lot of the technologies here in the fighting game and in the games we have, because if we have them, we might as well use them. But I did test it for the record and see if it transfers over, and the fighting game project does transfer over, as well as the action RPG project and the side-scroller project. There are a few errors when setting active rotation and with flipping the mesh, but they can all be fixed other ways. So far, the projects I've tested do work in Unreal Engine 5, so props to Epic for that. I will insult them for some things sometimes. It's not really insulting them, it's really just criticizing them, which I think is fair, right? I'm genuinely not trying to be rude. Some things I just think need to be done, like fix the Capsule Collider. Fix that gravity doesn't always have to come from one direction. Just change the direction. Again, we did this in college, so it's not me trying to say I'm insulting you, it's just like, I know you can do this. Please do this. This is important. There's plenty of times when this would be really useful, especially to developers who maybe aren't so familiar with those concepts. Forgot, but I think multiplayer is enabled by default now with the local session. The session can be... Oh, it might be. It might be. Wait, where is it listed? In the outliner? In the world outliner? So when we're playing, you're saying it should be? Is that all the time when we're playing, or do we have to set it up for multiplayer? Oh no, Game Network Manager, right? Yeah, netload on client. This is replication. I think this is what you're referring to. If that's true, that's awesome, because that does help. This is a minor thing, but it's just so much nicer to have it there by default. I understand. I appreciate just how it did it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, sorry. I hope that didn't come off as rude. I didn't mean it that way. I just meant I don't like to... You know, I haven't been making a lot of announcements about stuff I've been working on in the future, because I don't want people to be like, oh, when's this coming out, over and over again. And not because that bothers me, but, you know, I do a lot. So I work, and then I do these, and then I stream. And a lot of that's, you know, it's my choices, and it's for fun. But I do want to make sure that I'm not pushing myself too hard to a point where I get, you know, overloaded and overworked. Right now, I feel comfortable. I have plenty of time to do everything I'm doing and work on stuff ahead of time. But, you know, if you kind of set these deadlines for yourself, set these expectations, it can be hard. So I'm trying to keep the series very relaxed. That way I can just keep going through it at my pace, keep learning at my own pace. I'm not rushing anything, not trying to make mistakes. And that way I can continue. And I genuinely have full intentions of finishing all the series. Now remember, I'm not going to finish them with, like, the fighting game. I don't intend to have, like, 30 characters in my roster. I'll probably have the mutant and maybe one other character. I want to make a very basic game that is meant as a template or as a tutorial, and then everyone else can make their games off of it. Because making, like, 5 games at once, that's not going to happen. It would take a very long time. But making the template and the groundwork for people to use can happen. So I want to make a full game in all those. So, yeah. I'll be fully transparent and say I'm feeling very good about the Rollback Networking progress, and, you know, I'm hoping Unreal Engine 5 is very convenient and very helpful to continue with any other changes that we may have. Like, I was speaking about blend spaces earlier. I've been learning a lot about blend spaces lately, because they're a lot more useful than what I showed in the one episode I did. I had an episode, and it was good. Like, blend spaces are good for what was in that episode. But they're actually even more useful in other ways, and there's better ways to use them for more advanced techniques. And I'm going to need to use that. Like, I'm going to need to do that if I want to make the fighting game a lot more convenient to develop and things like that. So, anyway, basically my point is I need to keep looking at the new technologies, and like Unreal YouTuber here is helping me out, I need to be able to check out the control ring and figure out how that works. I need to keep working on things like I do need to work on sequencer more. Like, I'm pretty confident myself with it now, but there's more I can do. There's more I have to learn. And I'm just going to keep working on it. Anything you guys can tell me, anything you learned, you know, please do. It helps me because I do take it to heart and I do try and learn. And fun stream, I'm out. You gotta smash some nap time later, mate. Hey, thank you so much for coming by, and seriously, thank you for teaching me. You know, I really appreciate it. So thank you so much, and have a good night, my friend. Enjoy your nap or bedtime, whatever. I don't know if it's actually a nap or if it's like 8-hour nap, which would just be sleeping. Yeah. So anyway, we still got 10 minutes. I'm still gonna look around for a bit. I'm not trying to cut this short. This one was more of a free-form stream. I didn't really have a plan for it. I just wanted to kind of go in, see some things. You guys taught me about some cool plugins. I tested some things that I didn't hear anything about, and I was hoping maybe they changed, like the Capsule Collider. Fortunately, I was mainly disappointed with what I found. Let's see, let's give it like one final look over everywhere. Here's the game mode. Here's our sequences. Let's use these tools. Have these changed at all? Because I actually do know how to use these to an extent. It has been a while. So this is just a regular terrain tool. Here's your foliage. You have to paint that on a terrain. Okay, maybe it has been a long time because I actually don't remember it all. I will paint you. They do look pretty similar, though. It's just been several years now, and I'm a little bit farther out than I thought I would be. But that's okay. Okay. Let's see if this changed at all. It's the same amount of platforms. This is all the same. Okay, packaging is stored a little bit. Or has changed a little bit. But nothing that I really think is necessary. I don't know what like this stuff, data-driven C variables? I don't know what that would be used for, data-driven. Oh, for console variables, okay. So what were you guys saying was making this run? Because this is running really hard though. That's the one problem I'm having. It shouldn't be running as hard as it is, really. Okay. Nanite is what it was called. Is there a way I can turn that off? I mean, I'm just curious because if that really is the performance thing, this is running way harder than UE4, and I'm not really getting anything out of it right now. And night visualization. Okay, so that doesn't necessarily help me right now, but I'll have to look into that because if I could make this run a little bit smoother, that would be great. I expected it to be a little bit more since it's a new engine. I love Unreal Engine 5. Hey, that is awesome. Unreal Engine 5, it's pretty good so far. I'm pretty happy with what I saw. A lot of things did impress me. I wish that the things that I mentioned earlier were around or at least considered, because it doesn't feel like anything changed for them. But the new features they have are really cool. I'm personally pretty excited to play with the control rig. And maybe even the sound effects here. Like, I'm not really a big sounds guy, but it's pretty darn cool to have that whole system to yourself there. Let's create a new level real quick. I do want to check something with that. They also added more stats here. That's cool. Like, you could do this stuff before, but look how much. Allow camera shakes, bookmarks. Right? I think this is new. I'm not familiar with a lot of this. Extremely bad. Good. Okay, cool. Alright, so there's that. Oh, we do have a game state now by default there. I'm gonna need to go over game states very soon in the tutorials. So this will be good. Again, another benefit is it looks like this stuff is a little bit more accessible now. They kind of force it upon you by putting it in here, even if you don't set to use one. Let's see. Wow, okay. Okay. I always love messing with the field of view. I think it's such a cool effect. Alright, so I think most of the stuff really is the same. I was hoping that I could find a few more things for you guys that were like, yeah, this is totally different and this is how we do it, but really, they did a good job with it. I mean, to give them credit where credit is due, they did a good job keeping it simple so that we can understand what's going on while still adding the new things they wanted to add. Really, that is the best situation, the best case scenario. So I don't think there's much else for me to show you without getting into the new features, which I myself have to learn because I've never tried. It's gonna take me a bit to do that, but cool. So this is good. So what I'm going to do, just so that everyone's aware, and I think this is important to know, I'm going to go through and I'm going to keep all the series on Unreal Engine 4 for a bit. And I will, if I feel Unreal 5 is stable, and or if I feel it provides an actual benefit. If it doesn't seem to provide a benefit to switch to it, then I won't, because it just is more work for people and doesn't really seem to make sense. But I'm assuming there will be benefits, and if the benefits look pretty good, then we will switch over to Unreal Engine 5, which, well, you know, it'll help you use Unreal Engine 5 and learn more about that, which will look good on a resume as well if you're interested in that sort of knowledge. So there's plenty we're going to do with this in the future, and today was just a good way to kind of explore it. Whether it seems like it or not, I did learn a lot, because I know basically I'm comfortable working in it because it's very similar to Unreal Engine 4, and I also know kind of where I need to look next. So that's pretty much what I wanted to get out of today's stream, so I'm very happy that we were able to do that. Otherwise, I think that's about it for today, guys. I'm going to keep working hard on the series, and I will send updates in the Discord and probably from time to time on the YouTube videos about when we're going to change to a different engine version, or when I'm going to use a feature that might be edited later if we switch to Unreal 5, things like that, because I think that's important for you guys to know. I'm going to try and keep you guys as up to date as possible, so you're not kind of tucked away waiting for, you know, me to change things. You know, that's not really fair when you're making your game. So anyway, just be on the lookout for more updates from me, and ask me any questions if you have about it. I will try my best to kind of plan ahead and predict. I write everything down now for things that I want to change and when I'm going to make them, so I should be able to answer that pretty accurately. But that's all I got for today, guys, so thank you so much for being here with me and making this a nice stream for me to just explore Unreal Engine 5. Really, it was just more for me than anything, to be honest, because I wanted to learn and show you guys as much as I could. So thank you for being here and supporting me and doing that. That seriously makes all the difference, and I really had a good time. So yeah, I really appreciate it, and that's all I got, guys. I'll leave you alone. You can, we'll end a few minutes early here, but I need more water anyway. RCO says, see you, have a good weekend. Hey, thank you, RCO. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend. I'll see you later. Everglades sounds good. Thank you, Everglades. We will be back next week for the side-scroller tutorial, continued in Unreal Engine 4. So it'll be basically business as usual. And yeah, that's all I got, guys. So thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.